To the very latest on the investigation into the murders of two USF students, Zamil and Nahida Brishti.
And right now, the Pinellas County Medical Examiner's Office is working to identify human remains recovered from the waterways near Howard Franklan Bridge over the weekend. And Limon and Brishti disappeared April 16th. Limon's body was found a week later. Officials now working to determine if a body found Sunday belongs to Brishti. Limon's roommate, Hisham Abugarbia, is behind bars without bond, facing multiple charges.
Focus of investigators following the deaths of USF doctoral students Zamil and Nahida Brishti. The suspect is accused of using ChatGPT days before committing those. And today, Hillsborough State Attorney and Florida's Attorney General announced a first-of-its-kind partnership to look at whether AI played a role in this case.
The two USF students who were reported missing a couple weeks ago. For you guys who've been following me, you know I've been following this case. I even went out looking for one after the first one was found underneath the Howard Franklan Bridge here in Tampa. A second body was found in an area that I previously was actually standing around looking and searching. Well, come to find out, the guy who is responsible for all this, he might have tried this before with some other people. I'm going to tell you about who I spoke to. Stay tuned, Fugitive TV. Welcome to Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel. And what we do here is we take a look at cases of missing individuals, cases that need a bigger spotlight, or cases that just need a different point of view or a deep dive. Because see, I was once a fugitive on the run from the law myself. I ran from the law for 15 years after I committed some white collar crime, lived in different countries under different names, turned myself in. Now I have this YouTube channel. I own multiple companies, and I help people locate missing family members or locate fugitives that need to be brought to justice that maybe have hurt a family member. Well, for you guys who's been following me, the two USF students that went missing here in Tampa a couple weeks ago, I've been all over this case. The students' names are Zamil and Nahida. Okay, there were two students out of Bangladesh. They were here on student visas, and they were here to get their doctorate's degree. All right, and they went missing, and when they went missing, the police had an idea that it was one of the roommates of Zamil, because Zamil lived in an apartment building that wasn't on campus, but off campus, okay? And there was three people inside that house that were roommates. One was Zamil, an unknown roommate, and then the roommate that we all know who's arrested right now is Hisham. They all figured it was Hisham, but they had no evidence at the time. Well, they finally got the evidence. Hisham ended up getting arrested for another disturbance call, come to find out. And while he got arrested, they connected all the evidence. Zamil's body, unfortunately, was found dismembered in a trash bag off the Howard Franklan Bridge, which is here in Tampa. Once I found that out, I actually went to the bridge, but I went to the other side looking for Nahida. The very next day, they actually found Nahida in the very same spot, or I should say the area where I was looking, okay? She was also found in a garbage bag, and I believe she was dismembered too. Now, they have not confirmed as of yet that it's her body, but I do know there is reports saying that the body they found matches Nahida's description because of the clothing that was found, okay? And when they went into the apartment, they did find blood everywhere. It was Nahida's blood, Zamil's blood. They said it was a lot of blood that nobody would have survived it. They also found a piece of Nahida, unfortunately, in the apartment. So they assumed that she was unalive before they even found her. And like I said, technically right now, they still have not confirmed it was her. I found out maybe an hour after they found her. I got a message saying, hey, they found a body. It's most likely her, before the big media even put it out. And I told you guys about it. Well, right now, I told you guys before that Hisham, the one that's allegedly, responsible for all this, he had prior backgrounds. Now, one was a burglary charge. The burglary, come to find out, was an apartment building 3 minutes down the street from his parents' house. So he broke in some apartment 3 minutes down the street from his parents' house. We don't know why. 2 domestic violence charges, both against his family, One against his father for beating his father, and the other one is for against his little brother. Okay, both of them have filed charges on him. Now, I spoke to an individual, okay, where she wants to not be in this, wants to remain, anonymous, but she wants to get the word out about him, okay? So I'm going to tell you about that. I also found out that when I went live, because I went live looking for Nahida, and for you guys that follow me, you know I went to the scene on the bridge, which is where they found her at. Then I went looking at the pond. I went to the storage unit. You guys, I took you guys on a live route for all of this, right? Come to find out, they were looking at my live. They were watching my live, okay? Seeing if I will stumble upon an area that they maybe did not think about. So remember I drove by the pond that was by his house? The very next day, before she was found on Howard Franklan Bridge, they actually went to that pond and started searching. So come to find out, they were actually watching my live. So I guess my live actually helped for something. Now, the person I spoke to, I told you Hisham already has a background. Now, the person I spoke to said that they knew Hisham. Now, I guess Hisham's family owns a smoke shop. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys which smoke shop, but they own a smoke shop. Hisham used to work there himself. Now, I have spoke to people that actually worked with him and said he did have anger issues, that he was hard to work with, okay? So one of them even quit because of him. Now, one lady, or she walked in there, she was looking for a vape, and you know vapes have different flavors. I don't smoke vapes, I don't know. So I guess the flavor apparently was out of stock. I don't know. Apparently this vape was out of stock. So Hisham took her information down and said it will be in stock tomorrow morning or tonight, and I will give you a call or text message to let you know when it's in. And she said, fine, okay, left the information and then left. 2 hours later, Hisham starts sending her text messages, asking her, hey, thanks for stopping in. How you doing? And, you know, just kind of being a creep. Then from her number, he finds her social media, then goes on her Instagram and Snapchat, starts sending her messages through there. She said eventually she was like, you know, this guy. So he was also trying to invite her out to places. He was messaging her for about 2 days, okay? He was trying to invite her out to places. She said he was just totally being a creep. She even said, hey, I have a boyfriend. And he, I guess, replied back with, I don't care about him. He's not worth it. You know, just all kind of things like that. So he was already being a creep with her, and she eventually blocked him, okay? And stopped talking to him. And then even from there, he even found out, I guess, where she worked at some sort of way, and even drove by the house because she remembers his car. It was a Genesis, okay? So she remembers it. She's like, that's his car. And he even drove by the where she worked at. She says she never went back to the shop again. Eventually, she stopped hearing from the guy. Now, she said this was about maybe a year ago or a year and a half ago. She doesn't remember the exact timeline, all right? But this all took place within about a week, she said. Now, there's also another reports. Now, I didn't speak to this woman. Another individual pretty much came out and said the same thing about him, that he was harassing her too, that he would message her on Instagram, she would block him, and then he would turn around and make another fake Instagram and message her again. She got creeped out and kept blocking him. So there's multiple people coming out right now about this guy that, hey, he had issues. Not only that, the roommates filed complaints on him. The roommate, who was anonymous, apparently filed a complaint on him too. All right. Zamil even told his friends that, hey, this guy's weird. This guy has issues, and even told apparently told staff or told somebody at the apartment building, hey, there's something about this guy. Okay. Nahida, who didn't live at the apartments, and Nahida lived on campus. Now, Nahida and Zamil were dating. Zamil was planning on marrying Nahida. This is even what makes it much sad. Nahida even told her friends that, hey, Zamil's roommate, he's a wacko, he's weird. Now, there's reports that Hassam might have been obsessed with Nahida or jealous of Zamil because he was seeing Nahida, because he would brag about Nahida, said how she can sing, she's very smart, she's pretty, she's beautiful. So he almost seemed like he was obsessed with her, that he was jealous of Zamil. Now we don't know if this is the motive. They still haven't said a motive, but this is what people have came out and said. Now some people are coming out and attacking the apartment building. They lived at Avalon Heights. Avalon Heights is not part of the university. Now it lives, or I should say the apartments are right down the street, pretty much right across the street from the university. So you can walk to the university. Now the university does advertise itself as a student living apartment building. And even when you go to USF, which is University of South Florida, some people say Southern Florida, even when you go to their website and it shows accommodations, Avalon Heights pops up as a recommendation. So let's take a look at Avalon Heights website, and I'm gonna show you. So here is the website for Avalon Heights Apartments, and it says University of South Florida Student Apartments. So it advertises itself as apartments for students. Okay, we see it right here. You guys looking at it, right? We're looking at this together. It says, get the lifestyle you want at Avalon Heights with our fully furnished USF apartments featuring private bedroom and bathroom floor plans, 24-hour state-of-the-art fitness center, academic success center. Enjoy your college experience at University of South Florida. Then it says limited short-term leases available, apply for free. Then if you keep going down, it does tell you, watch this. It says, for parents, we know you have a million things to worry about when your loved one is at college, but their living environment shouldn't be one of them. Since 1993, American Campus has been the nation's leading provider of the academically oriented student communities. In our unrelenting commitment to students, we give your students the college experience they want, academic environment they need to succeed, not just in school, but also in life. And then look right here. It says, available roommate matching. No roommate, no problem. Our roommate matching program is powered by RoomSync, a roommate matching app. Your students will have the opportunity to create a personal profile, search, filter, chat, and match with other residents who will be living in the community. All right. Then if you go down, it says you're only responsible for your student's rent, never someone else's. So basically, it's like renting out a room. So if the whole rent is, let's just say the whole rent's $1,500 and there's 3 rooms in there. Each room's $500. You're only responsible for your rent, which is $500. Okay. And the rent's more than that. I'm just giving that an example. Now, right here, roommate matching and request. Am I allowed to request a specific unit? You can list your preferences on your housing application. We will do our best to place you in a unit that fits those requests. Our requests are served on a first come, first served basis and are taken in order based on the date your lease was received. Can I request specific roommates? Yes, you can search for and match with specific roommates in RoomSync app. Change your mind, no problem. You can modify your search, matches, preference change until the matching period close date. Do you have a roommate matching service? Yes, our roommate matching program is powered by RoomSync, a roommate matching app. You will have the opportunity to create personal profiles, search, filter, chat, and match with other residents who will be living in the community. You decide what matters most when narrowing down your search. Want a roommate with the same major? You got it. Prefer to live with someone who goes to bed early? No problem. Looking for a roommate who enjoys college football? No sweat. You control your search and matching criteria to find the perfect roommate. Now this right here is RoomSync. Residents sign leases. Residents are invited to join RoomSync. Residents create profiles, search, and they chat. Residents send or accept match requests. Admins review matches and draft room placements. Residents move in and live happily ever after. Now we know in this case there was no happily ever after. Swipe to browse. RoomSync uses a fun interactive browsing format where residents swipe through potential roommate profiles to like or skip. If two users mutually swipe right to like, they are notified that they're synced and are prompt to get to know each other. Pretty much the same as Tinder. If you ever use Tinder, it's the same thing. You like somebody, you swipe a certain way. You don't like them, you swipe the other way. Housing options. As an added layer of search criteria, clients can create custom housing options that may include options like community location preferences. It says linked social accounts. Residents can link their TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest accounts to their profiles. This allows other residents to get a full picture of their interests and personality. And then it says academics majors. So of course, you can look and see what the other person is majoring. Lifestyle preferences. That is going to be your habits, your choices, go to bed early, stay up late, things like that. Filter and search. Residents can narrow their roommate search by applying lifestyle filters or by searching majors, housing options, or specific names. Direct and group chat. Residents can connect directly inside the app with built-in direct and group chat. So you could talk with a potential roommate inside the app before you even decide to move on with them. And it says community discussion board. Residents can build a sense of community using a built-in discussion board in your private matching environment. It says run reports. Admins can view and download detailed user reports on roommate matching, summer reports on demand, review integration settings, view resident profiles. So you can review social media accounts, match, unmatch, lock in matches, draft unit room placements. You can view statistics, access marketing and training tools, configure settings, content filtering, easy onboarding. It also says data privacy. Okay. Data security. But the one thing I don't see on here, is background check, people. All of that. You can run statistics on a roommate, but I don't see a background check. Don't you think that might be a little important? So as you saw, with all that, they do roommate matching, which makes sense because what if you're a type person that stays up late, right? You don't want to be a roommate person that goes to sleep early. And then not only that, what if you practice a certain religion and you want a roommate that practice that religion too? It just makes sense. Maybe the same degree, you guys can help each other, things like that. Now, I showed you guys the whole website. The only thing I didn't see on either of these websites was a background check. I didn't see none of that. It got all the way to your hobbies, probably the ice cream flavor you like, the shoe size you wear, but there was no, hey, is this person violent? If you fill out a form, okay, to try and do DoorDash or Uber Eats, they will even do a background check on you. I know, I tried. I tried years ago. After I turned myself in and the judge gave me probation, I tried to do Uber Eats. They denied me. And I don't even have anything violent, and I still got denied. So I know they do a background check. So why didn't these apartments do a background check? This guy has 2 domestic violence charges, not just on his own family members, with a burglary charge. Okay, breaking an entry into a place, an apartment building. All right. Now it doesn't say if anybody was home or not, but you're breaking into somebody's home, their dwelling. That's dangerous. Now, that's the one thing I didn't see. So the family, I believe, they're probably going to be coming at the apartment building, not just the apartment building, but at the campus too. Which, I don't blame them. Hey, the family member put in all their money, okay, to send Zamil here to America to go to school. Zamil, come to find out, was even giving back to his family back home in Bangladesh. All right. Nahida, same thing. Her family put in all their money for Nahida to come out here to go to school. And this was Nahida's first year. They have no family out here, no nothing. I do know there's one family member out here right now just because of everything that's going on. They've been going to court and things like that. It's crazy. I mean, you let me know. What do you guys think? Should the apartment building be responsible? Should the whole roommate match, should they add maybe a background check? I mean, speeding tickets, certain things, different story. You know what I mean? But you look on there and you see domestic violence against the dad and the little brother, 2 separate times at that, burglary. You might have second thoughts, like, I might not want to live with this person. I don't think so. But I know his shoe size. I know he loves Oreo ice cream, but I didn't know he beat his dad. Let's make it make sense. The math ain't mathing. He used ChatGPT to help him out planning all this, okay? They're not giving us the full, like, I'm pretty sure we don't have the full transcripts of it, but he asked ChatGPT certain questions, basically how to dispose of a body, just questions like that, okay? And ChatGPT did give him warnings back saying this could be dangerous, you can get caught, there's all kind of things going on. And then he was like, well, you know, what if nobody knows anything? So now people are wondering if there could be some sort of law against or implemented about using ChatGPT to help you know, commit a crime. The one thing I will say is, guys, this isn't the first time this has happened, obviously. Not only that, before ChatGPT, think about it, people were going on Google and asking how to dispose of someone, how to do that. How many cases can you think of where people got arrested, got caught, and then they searched their Google history and they were Googling how to do something? All right. Rebecca K. Park, the woman who was expecting in Cadillac, Michigan, or outside Cadillac, Michigan, her mother and stepfather unalived her, and they were actually on their computer Googling how to do certain things. So this isn't just the first time. It's just ChatGPT is a new digital way to ask, because you get instant information. You can Google it and it would take you to sub forums, Reddit forums, and you have to kind of do a little more searching. ChatGPT is almost like talking to somebody, so it gives you the instant information. But the thing is, ChatGPT gets that instant information from scouring the internet. So you know how if you Google something, it takes you time to find it? ChatGPT pretty much does that in a split second. It tells you everything, okay? So that is the only difference. Now, the one thing I can say is I'm actually glad these guys are idiots and stupid people that go on to computer and their phone and do dumb things like this. Because think about it. You're asking ChatGPT. Yeah, ChatGPT might tell you do this and do that, but you're leaving a trail that anybody can see because ChatGPT keeps a history of your chats. Same thing as Google. You might hit erase, but it keeps a history of what you Google. So I'm all for it. Let them keep using ChatGPT because y'all didn't stop them from using Google. Let them keep using it, because it's going to leave a digital footprint. Even if there is no ChatGPT, even if there is no Google, it's not going to stop these individuals from doing what they're doing. Because for one, they said he ordered trash bags. Okay, so he was ordering trash bags like a week, and he was ordering things, planning this a week almost before it happened. So even if there was no ChatGPT, he was still planning on doing this. He was going to do it whether there was a ChatGPT or not. So you're not going to stop these individuals from doing crime just by taking certain things away. It's not going to happen. Look at cities like New York, Chicago, LA. 3 of the toughest cities to get a weapon, the GUN, 3 of the toughest cities to get one. You can't just go into a Walmart and buy one like you can here, like you can do here in Florida or Ohio. But those 3 cities have the most violence when it comes to bullets and weapons. So that's just proof. You're not going to stop a criminal from doing something when they put their mind to it and they actually want to do it, okay? So hey, let them keep using ChatGPT. Maybe you guys should monitor it more. Maybe that. I do know certain words on Google get monitored. Like if you were to put in PURN for people underage, and let's say you got Spectrum or something like that. I do know if you put that in, it'll flag your account and they'll start looking at what you're doing. And next thing you know, you got police at your door. So maybe they should start doing something like that. Let me know what you think. Well, I just wanted to tell you guys and give you guys this update, all right? Because you guys know I've been following this case. If you're watching this video, I will be going live tonight at 7:30 p.m. It's going to be an open discussion. David, Nancy Guthrie, even if you want to talk, ask questions about this topic, you ask me all the questions and I'll see exactly what I can do for you. Please comment below. What do you think? Do you think the apartment buildings, Avalon Heights, should be held accountable? Do you think the college should be held accountable for even advertising Avalon Heights? Let me know what you think. Comment below as well. Where you're watching this from. Please, it helps the algorithm. Like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell. Tune in tonight for the live, all right? I don't go live all the time, so this is a rare opportunity. I try and go at least once a week. Well, love one another. Take care of one another. Look out for your surroundings. Watch your surroundings. This is Fugitive TV. Until next time, which is tonight, I'm out.